Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm gonna share with you my journey from coming from a hoarder to a minimalist. Yes, I decided to go from one extreme to the other, so stick around in this video and you're gonna see how I did it. Or I am trying to do it. So full disclosure, I am not a minimalist, not yet. This is the journey where I am trying to become a minimalist, or at least someone who is close to that lifestyle. Now, I don't want to reduce my things 100%. I don't want to be the type of extreme minimalist that only owns one t-shirt. Like, that's not the type of person that I want to be, but I do want to get rid of all the clutter in my life and all the unnecessary things that are cluttering my space, and as consequence are cluttering my mind as well. So before we dig into this video, the most important thing before you consider becoming a minimalist is to think, why are you keeping on to things? And I know this is a topic that is discussed a lot, but I do think that this is the most important thing when you want to assess the things you have around you, is why do you keep them? Because if you can understand the reason why you keep something, then it's easier to let it go if you have to let it go. So I did delve a little bit on the psychological aspect of the whole hoarding situation. I went a little bit to investigate why hoarding happens, and usually hoarding happens when you have a trauma or when there's something going on in your mind that makes you cling on to things because you want to try and fill up something in your life. So I took a little bit of a retrospective look into my own mind and tried to realize why I was hoarding. I wanted to know the reasons why I personally was hoarding, because I knew that if I could understand why I was doing it, then it would be easier to get into the process of letting things go. And I found two main reasons why I was hoarding. So the first reason was that I was too afraid of letting go of my memories. I was keeping receipts, I was keeping tickets, I was keeping leaflets, I was keeping a lot of stuff because I was afraid of letting go of my memories. I was afraid of forgetting good times with my friends. I was afraid of forgetting places I've been, things that I've seen. I wanted to remember everything, and so I was keeping all these tickets, receipts, etc., city maps, because I wanted to remember that trip that I took or that Sunday afternoon that I spent with my friends. The second thing is the financial aspect of it. I was keeping things because I was afraid I'm gonna need them later. I'm not gonna have the money to buy it. I've always struggled financially all through my adult life, and I was always very afraid that, oh, if I throw away that can of hairspray, maybe I'm gonna need it later and I don't have it. So, oh, it's in discount, so I'm gonna buy 2 or 3 because maybe I'm not gonna be able to afford it later. Things like this, and I kept hoarding everything. For example, I kept hoarding IKEA boxes, because, you know, the cardboard boxes where your furniture comes, because I thought, oh, maybe I'm gonna use it later in the DIY project, maybe I can use it to build something, maybe I can use it, maybe it's gonna be useful to me someday. And I was keeping all this trash really in my living space because I was so afraid of letting it go, and then, oh, I might need it later and I can't afford it and I can't have it, and I'm gonna waste money on things that I already had. The moment that I realized that these were the two main reasons why I was hoarding, something clicked in my mind, something finally made sense, and I was like, okay, if I can deal with these issues, if I can solve this out and change my mentality on these two topics, the reason that I have for hoarding is not going to be there anymore, and it's going to be a lot easier to let go of the things I already have. And that's what I did. I am still very afraid that I'm going to forget memories, but I've tried to work on it into a way that I can still keep mementos and I still can keep souvenirs, but I don't have to keep a material thing. For example, now I take a lot of pictures, which I can keep on my hard drive, I can keep on my phone, and I don't have to have tickets or receipts. I can just have the picture on the digital form, and I don't have to keep a ticket from a show because I'll just have a picture on my computer. And that is a way that I've reduced waste, but I can still work with my fear of keeping my memories. And when I go on trips, now I get the little magnets, which I keep on a magnet little frame thing. Yes, I do still keep a few objects which are useless in a minimalistic sort of thinking, but for me they are useful because it makes me transform my way of thinking, and instead of having a pile of receipts and tickets and mementos, now I have that little fridge magnet, which it's kind of a summary of the whole trip. So I've worked around my issue of wanting to keep memories into finding ways that I can reduce the amount of items, but still, you know, the issue is still there. Just I've worked on it to make it a little bit healthier and better for my wallet and better for my living space, if that makes sense. As for the second topic of money, and that is still very hard for me. I'm not a rich person. I'm not a person who is comfortable with money yet. I aspire to be, yes, I mean, everybody aspires to be in a place where they're comfortable with money, but obviously I'm not there. But now I think about it differently in the way I purchase things. I know it's a bit hard for some people to understand this concept, but when you're working a very, very tight budget, you have to think of the now and you cannot think of investing in the future. So now that I'm working in a little bit more money, I am starting to think of investing in the future and investing in pieces that are gonna last me for a long, long time. So I don't need to worry about, oh, I'm gonna keep these 2 and 3 and 4 of this item because I'm not gonna be able to afford them later. I prefer to buy one item and know that it is going to last me for a long time. As for the cardboard boxes and all the other creative materials that I had lying around the house, I realized that I don't have the time to be creative. I don't have the time to do all the DIYs I wanted to do and be as creative as I wanted to do. So I decided to let go of that part. And that was very, very, very hard for me to realize that I cannot be as creative and I cannot be as DIY inspired as I wish I was. So I decided to let go of all those things and just throw in the bin the things that I could throw, recycling obviously, but I did decided to let go of the things that I have to do later that I wasn't going around to, and it has freed a lot of space and freed a lot of my mind as well, because I don't have that constant worry of, oh my god, I wanted to be productive, I wanted to be creative, I have all this stuff around, I'm looking at it every single day and I'm thinking, oh my god, I look at it, I can see, I can have that constant reminder that I am not being creative enough. Without that stuff, don't think about it anymore. I also have YouTube again, which I can be creative without creating a lot of waste, without creating a lot of physical clutter. I can just sit down here, film a video with you guys and tell you guys about my experience, and I don't need to create any extra clutter and rubbish, and it's just me, you guys, the camera, my computer, the lights. Okay, maybe I have a few, maybe I have some clutter around my house, but still, you know what I mean, it's a lot less than I used to have, and it has made me in such a better place. So for me, decluttering started with the need of downsizing on account of me moving around so much. But when I did think about these two topics and then we did resolve my issues, the sense of peace that I had in my mind and how my anxiety went slightly less because I had less things to worry about made me realize that if I could expand this to all the other areas of my life, I would feel 10 times better. It makes sense, no? If I can reduce the waste, I can reduce the clutter and feel better with myself, why would I do in all the aspects in my house? Why would I do with clothes? If I can reduce the amount of clothes that I have, getting dressed in the morning is gonna be so much easier, isn't it? Because I have less things to sift through, and the things that I have is things that I actually love. So instead of going through my closet and thinking, oh, I have nothing to wear, now if I can have just the things that I absolutely love, it's a win situation, guys. And I think this is what attracts people to minimalism so much, is that sense of freedom, is the sense of you don't have to worry about everything that is around you, and you can just focus yourself on being happy and actually doing things you love. You don't have to waste so much time deciding what to wear, deciding what to do, cleaning everything you have around you. You can just focus on spending time doing the things you actually enjoy. And this is what I found out when I decided to start getting rid of all the clutter that I have around me, is that now I have more space to focus on myself and I don't have to worry about all the crap around me. It is not a easy process to go from hoarding to being a minimalist. I think more than the physical side of things, more than the decluttering parts of the process, is the mentality behind it. I think the most important thing is you getting into that sort of state of mind where you decide, no, I want to live my life as best as I can, and for that I need to get rid of all the things that are dragging me down. And that is the main thing, that is the most important thing, is you putting yourself in that mentality where you say, no, this is what I want from my life. I have these goals, I want to achieve them, and everything that is just dragging me down needs to go. It is not an easy process. It's not something that it's gonna take you, a weekend of decluttering and that's it, you're a minimalist. No, don't think that's gonna happen, because it's not. And seeing so many videos on YouTube of people having simple living, minimalist living, I just have one t-shirt and one cup of tea and I'm so happy because, I have the minimum amount of things and this and that. It can get very discouraging because you think, well, I'm nowhere near that state. I'm never gonna get near that state. And it can really, really drag you down because you're gonna think, oh, I am failing. I'm not gonna be able to do this. And this was kind of my point of making this video. Yes, because at this point, I'm sure you're thinking, but why are you making this video? You're gonna talk about being a hoarder to a minimalist, and you're not a minimalist. No, I'm not, but I thought that it was important for you guys to see things in a different perspective. I don't want you guys to just see the videos where everything is clean, everything is simple, and just, the one mug in the cupboard. I want you guys to see the messy side of things. I want you to see the beginning. I want you to see the first steps in taking that change of mind, because that is the most difficult part. That is the messy part, guys. It is the part that's gonna bring you down, and it's gonna tear you up, and it's gonna make you have to really look into yourselves and think, what am I doing with my life? Who am I? Do I want to live my best life? Yes, of course. So I thought it was very, very important to have some videos out there which people like you and me can identify with and think, oh God, I am not alone. I am not going through this alone. I am not crazy. It is possible, it is doable, and we're going to do this journey together. And now I want to go into the second part of this video, which is my first impressions and what I realized that I needed to do and in order to become a minimalist. And no, I don't mean cleaning the closet, because that's the obvious part and everybody knows that. I want to talk to you about the things that you need to put into your mind in order to get to that minimalistic sense of thinking. So the first thing and the most important in this part of the video is don't try to do it all at once. Just don't, trust me. If you decided, oh, this weekend I'm gonna just clean my whole house, throw away everything, don't. You will get overwhelmed. You're just gonna crash. It is not gonna work. Just choose one portion at the time. You do need to be calm, collected, and focused in what you're doing. So just don't try to do everything at once. Just pick one thing, one area of your house, even if it's just the closet. For me, the first step was my makeup. I will have a video out in a few weeks about me decluttering my makeup. That was my first step, where I decluttered all the makeup that I didn't need. And then I'm gonna expand to other areas of my living space into getting rid of unnecessary things. Just don't decide that you're gonna do a purge weekend, because it's not gonna work. Trust me, I've tried. It's not gonna work. On that note, the second thing I want you guys to consider is it's okay to take time. Obviously, you're gonna see on your Instagram feed, on YouTube, on Facebook, all those posts, those little nice welcome posts of people who have done it, who have become minimalists, and it's gonna look so nice, and you're gonna feel so motivated to do that, and you're gonna think, oh, I'm still not there, I want to get there, I want to get there. You will get there. It's gonna take time. People that are doing it, they didn't just start now, they have been doing it for years. So how can you expect to be at that level when you just started now? If you're doing a marathon, you cannot compare to yourself to the person that is going through the finish line now, because that person has run the whole marathon already. So you need to take the first steps in order to eventually cut the finishing line. So don't think that because people have done it that you should be at that stage. It's okay to take the time. Take all the time you need. It can take years if you want. The most important thing is that you go at your own pace, you feel comfortable, and you can feel the change in yourself, and you can feel yourself getting better and feeling better with yourself. Another thing you need to consider when becoming a minimalist is you don't have to get rid of everything. You don't have to be 100% minimalist. The point in this is to make yourself happy with the life you have. So if you get rid of things you enjoy, there's really no point in doing this. Are you doing this just to take nice pictures for Instagram? Are you doing this so you can brag to your friends that you're a minimalist? No, the point in doing this is so that you can be happier with your life. So it's okay to keep things that make you happy. If you have a collection of something, don't get rid of it just because it doesn't go with the minimalistic way of thinking. If you want to keep things that make you happy, keep them, because in the end of the day, you do you, and the lifestyle that somebody else has might not be what makes you happy. So don't try to compare yourself to other people, and don't think that you have to be 100% minimalistic to be happy. Just if you want to keep something because it sparks you joy, again with the Marie Kondo, keep it. So the last thing that I want to talk about in this video, again, I plan on doing more videos like this, so if you guys are interested, don't forget to subscribe, because I will be putting out more videos about my transition from being a hoarder to a minimalist. So stick around, don't forget to subscribe. But the last topic that I wanted to mention is that after you purge, or even when you start purging and when you start deciding to change your lifestyle and your way of thinking, the next step is think of everything you buy before you bring it to the house. It doesn't matter if you keep uncluttering things. It doesn't matter if you keep purging yourself of items, if you just keep replacing them with new ones, because it's not gonna make a difference that you throw away 2 pairs of gloves if then you bought 2 new pairs of gloves to replace them. So you need to think about the things that are bringing into your house. Think about if you're really gonna use them, if you're really gonna get your use out of this item that you're bringing, and if it's worth taking up space in your house. But it does make a change into your life, and you save up so much money. I'm not gonna lie, I'm saving up a lot of money now because I don't buy unnecessary things most of the time. I still have that unnecessary purchase once in a while. My last video last week was an ASOS haul, so I still buy things in the house, but now the things that I buy, I really think of them before I buy them. So this is the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope if you are struggling and if you are thinking of becoming a minimalist but you were feeling a little bit discouraged, I hope this video has helped you. I do hope you stick around. I hope you guys subscribe and do stick around in my journey. I am very excited of doing this, and I am more excited about showing you guys, because I want to show you it is possible, and I want to show you all the messy sides. I want to show you all the fails, because there will be fails. It's not going to be perfect, and I hope you guys stick around with me in this journey. I'm hoping I get a little bit of encouragement by having people interested on my journey, not gonna lie. So comment down below if you are someone who was struggling with wanting to give the first steps in minimalism, but you were feeling so overwhelmed, and if this video has given you a little bit of encouragement, please let me know. I'm gonna feel so happy to know that I've helped someone with this video. Subscribe if you're not already, because like I said, I want to keep posting videos like this, and I want you guys to follow my journey. Put a like on it as usual, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video. Bye.